been a single mother for as long as my son has been on earth. And the greatest advice that I could give to all single mothers is put that man on child support, file for full custody, and I pray you did not give your baby that man last name. I rest my case. My homegirl sent me a post that basically states that black men are the worst men to date and they are not romantic. And it is hard to find a black man, a good black man these days. And I 90% agree. Why 90%? Because there are some good black men. There are. Like, the world is big. They treat being romantic like a crime. You even see a lot of black men result into other races because they feel like black women are so mouthy because we stand up for ourselves and we have confidence in ourselves. And all we be asking for is simple respect that can't even be given. They think that it needs to be earned. Okay? They put us through a training program like the freaking Olympics. And it's honestly sad. It's so sad. But this is why a lot of black women are being seen with other races as well. Black men are the worst men to date, and they are not romantic. And it is hard to.
So, as a black man, let me give my qualifications here. Graduated high school, top 8%, college in 2 years, cum laude. By age 26, I was a multi state licensed attorney. I'm also married to a black woman who's also a lawyer. And you people are honestly miserable. And if you believe that you are owed a black man, why do you believe that that black man would want you? Honestly, because this type of thinking, it honestly shows, because I don't see black men as human beings, you don't have any feedback. because the only people who talk to y'all are ones who are trying to manipulate you, and that's why y'all come online and complain about there's no good black men. No, there are a variety of black men who have stated their standards, but because y'all disagree with those standards, they're not good. These other groups that you're mentioning, we live in a patriarchal society. If these other groups are not dating black women in masses, it's because they don't want to. They made it pretty clear their positioning for black women, and the numbers show how they feel about black women. That's why you can have a variety of studies that black women are struggling with interracial dating. Now, when it comes to these dating apps, like, black women will acknowledge the racism that impacts their dating. When it comes to marriage, these other groups do not see black women as people who are worthy of marriage. Now, look at how you are talking about black men. You already are generalizing, and you're saying that black men, 90% of us are not romantic or not good partners, right? It's difficult to find the good one. So imagine if you make it your personality to already say that most black men are bad. What do you think your likelihood of finding that good one who is the exception to your rule? That's the issue. Y'all hype yourselves up way too much. Like, honestly, that's why y'all, like, think this out. Have some aspects of self-reflection. Y'all say that the poor black men, they're not good, right? So even though black women are poor, but the poor black men, they're not good partners, right? Because wealth, that's the only way that you can be a good partner. And the black men who have wealth, they're unreasonable, right? They're not picking y'all for a reason, right? They're picking other groups because it's just because these other groups of women are this way. That's the only reason why your demographic that primarily dates and marries black women did not choose you. And then when your demographic, think this, they have a movement to go find wives out of states. Right? Those passport bros, they're not even talking about like sexual tourism. They're looking for wives. And the onus on the quality on why women are single, it's clearly because of the men. They have zero aspects of self-reflection. And that's why y'all can spew damn near white supremacist talking points and believe that it's valid simply because you are saying it. Y'all don't see black men as human beings. And that's the reason why you're going to be alone. Any black man that has any self-worth would not choose you. This is like point blank, like this type of talking points, any black man of any type of substance, any type of principles or morals would not date somebody like that and take them seriously. Right, like those other groups that you're referring to they're not marrying black women. Right, so if you believe that you are talking like this, moving like this, it doesn't translate over to support. We see this movement. Y'all are essentially trying to push out propaganda to influence these other groups of picking y'all, and they still don't. That divestment movement, we already saw the numbers. So y'all need to stop having these conversations and simply say that you are struggling to date because you are not owed any type of black man, right? Y'all start with the positioning that you are infallible. And it's pretty clear that y'all have a lot to work on.
I am like the last person that you could try to make mad by unfollowing me off of social media because I don't care. I never care. You actually beat me to it.
Women do that all the time. It's about an image. Women don't want to be honest, especially on this app. They operate off of ego. That trumps a lot. So this conversation, the whole like male baddie, and then the response was to call these men gay and homosexuals is because their ego hurt because they believe that there has to be some levels of hierarchy. No matter if they say they're against it, right? They believe in some sense of hierarchy. So if a man is educated, that's a possible challenge to their perceived superiority because they push this narrative of men are stupid and, you know, so if a man is as qualified in that sense, right? And then education in a very narrow sense, then it becomes competition, right? They're competing with these men. So they don't want that, right? They don't want to be challenged because, again, the dynamic within the black community, blacks, especially on this app, but just in general, it's very leaning towards women. But it does in the sense of it's pandering because they are providing information or tips that would just help their feelings, but not get them the results they want. So they're never going to have these posts saying how they're going to be able to help good black men. They're going to say what good black men are and how just rare they are, right? And the presumption is that all of them are good. All black women are flawless. And the reason why they are struggling to maintain a relationship is because black men just aren't educated enough, aren't rich enough, etc. So just like they would do beauty and preferring their men to be medium ugly, they prefer that with education. They just create narratives to essentially shadowbox, right? So then they get angry at these men who they intentionally pick who are less intelligent than them, right? That they are not behaving to their level. So they can give a story on TikTok about how much better they are than men. So like you can't take these kind of takes serious from these people because it's clear why they are alone. They have no level of self-reflection. So it's always going to be everybody else but them. That's why they can spew white supremacy and they have no sense of self-reflection and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't generalize my group. But even then, psychologically, they're already telling themselves black men are bad. So then when they find no black men because black men are bad, who would have thought? I literally mentioned in the video that racism impacts black women's dating. So there's nothing about me not factoring it in. You have more issue with me providing context than you had that woman who said that 90% of black men are not good partners, are not romantic. Now, again, I'm married to a black woman, so my position isn't coming from hating black women. I'm saying if those other groups of men wanted to, they would. That's part of the patriarchy. And those influences, right? This is understanding dating. Because the woman said that these black women need to start dating these other men, these other groups of men. And if they are trying to hold black men for not being these patriarchs, what do you think these other groups are going to do? Right. The dynamic is that they are the ones who are going to initiate and pick the woman. They're not. The numbers show it. And black women are putting that onus on black men. These other groups are not choosing y'all. Yet y'all are looking to use other groups to put down black men. It's not hard to understand. Right. So let's go over this again. My premise isn't just simply about dating, because when I said self-reflection, I'm saying that there are some aspects of self-reflection, because the only demographic that is primarily dating black women, that are taking black women seriously, are black men. And it's black women who are constantly putting down the primary demographic that is marrying and dating them. And they are placing the onus as if the reason why they are not in a relationship is solely due to the actions of black men, when it doesn't operate that way, right? Because again, you're not seeing the humanity in black men. That's why you have more frustration with me providing humanity and contextualizing white supremacy than you had than the white woman, than that black woman who said that 90% of black men are not good. Our racism is normalized for y'all. Like, y'all don't see that as an issue. That's why you're making up arguments to be frustrated about. Because in the video in which I said that black women are aware of the racism within the dating market, you are still trying to say that I didn't factor racism like I did patriarchy. Meaning you don't even understand these terms. You just hear buzzwords and you can't actually put them together.